Another episode of New School Knicks. We on episode 6? I want to say 6. It should be 6. We did 6 weeks of this. That's crazy. It's crazy. It got Greeny here. We got the return of King Ant G with the crazy RJ
the
avatar.
People's Champ!
Yes, sir.
After the long hiatus.
He had a nice Labor Day weekend.
Yo,
I thought y'all was gonna let me do your intros.
What you mean?
Excuse me. You can
I was just gonna bust in like Big Boy in the morning and do your intros.
Yo,
Like,
I mean,
welcome King and G, the People's Champ.
we can go. Now,
And my main man from LA, Greeny.
You know the vibes.
Bim. And you know him because he's the boss. We can't even call him Kendall. We gotta call him Mr. Rivera.
Yeah.
Good.
What's good, y'all? Let's go.
I was coming to the ring just now.
Facts. I was about to dap y'all up. Because you know how they come out. You know, they come out when they do their announcements for the NBA. Start jumping up and doing the chest bumps. But I ain't jumping up to Greeny. Greeny like 6'7". I'm cool.
Bro, it's so good. I was a chest bump dude on my line just to get everybody hyped. I was a hype man.
Nah, I ain't doing. I'm laid back. I'm locked in. I just want to win the game. Score out there. Maybe score 40 one time, 50. Don't talk to me. I'm gonna do the little RJ lock-in thing.
Yeah, I'm the dude before the game. I got 10 handshakes with everybody. Everybody got different handshakes with me.
Word. I'm definitely am. I'm not doing all the extras. I don't even order my own food at a restaurant. I'll be mad scared. So we got Joe Madden here. What up, y'all? We got Kareem Grant. We got Mr. Vince. I know Mr. Vince was here. Sorry, my bro. We was out there chopping it up in the back room. But what up? So today we don't really have. There's not that much news in the atmosphere like that. So after this today, we can just sit and talk about what we want from the Knicks. I guess this season we can actually do a prediction if y'all want to do a record prediction, seedings. We could do if we got people in the chat, whatever y'all want to talk about as well. Because it's been a slow week. Oh, there was one last thing about the spider thing. I forgot. I remember I texted you about it. About y'all seen what William Wesley said about how
Charles Barkley.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And then you see what Danny Ainge asked for Clarkson, Bogdanovich, and Conley.
Danny Ainge is high.
He's wilding. He be thinking he run the NBA, bro.
I'm telling you, man, he does not want the Knicks to be successful. That
At
dude is
all.
still a Boston Celtic at heart.
He is. And he played with plumbers too, and he was a plumber. I'm about to start calling him out.
I feel like at this point, like the more the Knicks say, like I think we should just shut up.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter, but it makes us look bad regardless.
Yeah.
Even though we did the right thing.
I'm not even mad at us walking away. You know what I mean? But that first offer of real was crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I ain't mad at us walking away though.
Facts.
I ain't gonna lie, I was super busy this week at work. What was the deal that they said? Because I know I seen a post of the Knicks being interested in Bobby, but what was the deal?
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I didn't see that one, but I'm talking about like William Wesley talking about how Danny Ainge was asking for his wife, his kid. Well, he was exaggerating, but he was just basically saying that they was trying to ask everything and they was trying to rip us off.
Yeah, that's just. I think it's the truth, bro. Like it's just no way around it, bro. Just like you said before, like I don't know if it's something that needs to be investigated, but it's a little fishy. You know what I mean? Like it's there.
And Charles Barkley surprisingly agreed, and he bigged us up. Surprisingly,
I think Danny Ainge out chest. Not I don't think he beat Leon Rose, but I think Danny Ainge like is thinking about something different. Like I think he knows Donovan's not staying in Cleveland. You know what I mean? So them Cleveland picks might be a little more Well, I don't know, because they got a young core still, even without Donovan. But I don't think he expect Donovan to be there in 3 to 4 years. So I think that's what he's banking on.
Exactly. And I think that he didn't like. I would say Leon Rose didn't lose. I mean, he lost in a way because obviously he didn't get to play it, but he also, didn't give up everything for him. So that's kind of a win. But I think that he got little bro at that point. The politics came in and experience over being a rookie at it. That's what kind of played the difference.
Leon Rose lost in the news cycle. Like, and that's always been my point about this, is like Leon Rose lost with the news that came out after the fact.
Yeah.
Like you can't, that news threw all of your team under the bus except Julius Randle. Like it threw RJ under the bus. It threw Mitch Obi under the bus. Like it all these guys got thrown under the bus. And I, I think guys like RJ and Obi are mentally strong enough and positive dudes that it won't affect the team. But
Mm-hmm.
that's a dangerous game.
Well, that's a good point that you brought up because if you think about it, what does that tell us about the front office? That means that Julius Randle's our star player.
Right.
And,
And
and, and it could be because Utah was just not they wasn't intrigued by him. Obviously, they didn't want that contract and want that vet. But sometimes it's written in stone sometimes, and it's starting to look like Julius Randle might be the guy, and it's his team. No matter how much we don't like it, it is what it is. The politics play in, and it seems like that's our guy. So get your 30 jerseys ready.
if Leon's plan was to trade RJ for a star, Leon kind of showed his hand, right? Because I think before this, like, we had RJ's value super high, right? But I think Leon kind of showed the league his hand, and now I think that kind of, like, RJ can change that this year by coming out and going crazy. But I think right now his value is dropped because,
Yeah,
like, the rest of the league seeing, well, you couldn't even trade him for Donovan. Like Danny Ainge didn't want just RJ; he wanted mad more than that. So I think that news coming out, it affects RJ's trade value at the moment.
yeah. And I
So
think I saw that they was gonna flip RJ too.
yeah,
Like, I don't even
they
think
gonna
they was gonna keep him.
so
That's OD. That's OD. That make RJ look like a scrub. I ain't
it
gonna
do.
lie.
It looks terrible. That's what I'm saying.
Like, yo, I don't even want him. You take him. No, you take him. Like,
And
and then you get traded twice.
and then your get back is giving him $107 million, and you just act like you didn't want him. Like that's what's crazy to me. Like
Facts.
it's a lot of
That's
money.
like putting a kid up for adoption, and then when they don't get adopted, they be like, "Oh, here's some Christmas presents. My bad."
Yeah, like nah, I don't. Yeah,
It's like Mike.
Your facts. I'll have a theory about like Mike, because then at the end he was like, it's 2-for-1 orphan day." Like, what? What kind of special is that? That's crazy. He had a Target special. That's wild,
yeah, I saw that other rumor floating out there.
bro.
Um, about Andrew Wiggins.
Nah, what happened with Andrew Wiggins?
So the same dude on Twitter that broke the story about RJ either
Mm-hmm.
being traded or being re-signed by, I forget what day that was, but he basically said like by this evening RJ would either be traded or re-signed. He came up with the story that Jerry West told the Knicks that Quentin Grimes is whatever. Um, he's the same guy that said he's heard um that like Andrew Wiggins for Julius Randle. Um, same
Oh,
dude. Same dude. So on Twitter, I forget his name. But yeah, that's been out there on Nick's
I'm
Twitter for like the last 24 hours.
I'm not gonna lie, I like that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not. That's intriguing.
Because I guess Golden State has to decide who they're gonna pay, and Andrew Wiggins is an unrestricted free agent next summer.
No, I'm definitely down with that because then you bringing over a wing caliber player that the Knicks need and a championship player. He might not be the best leader, but he can lead a team to a championship. I'm not saying he
Yeah.
might be the leader of the team,
No,
but
like
Right.
I don't know how Julius Randle fits with Golden State. Like I don't get that fit, but I
That's their problem at that point.
right. I see Andrew Wiggins being available though.
Yeah,
Like, and that's interesting.
he might be available trade deadline. 100%. I'll do that trade and
I
then
think that
move
depends
RJ
on how
back.
good. I think that depends on how good Kaminga moves.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nah, but he's gonna because at some point with Kaminga, they're gonna have to move Andrew Wiggins because he's pause, but Kaminga's coming. Pause. So it's almost like either this year or next year, he's gonna be in that starting lineup. It could be mid-season.
do
So
do we think Andrew Wiggins has another level, or do we think
uh
a second or third guy on the championship team?
I think that in this team, I think with a player like Andrew Wiggins, I think that the offense could run actually freely because no one has to be the main guy within Jalen Brunson, Wiggins, RJ, Obi, Mitch. That would be just a young athletic lineup where you ain't gotta really do much. You know what I mean? It don't have to be a guy sticking to the ball going in the post or nothing like that. You'll get like 20 to 23 from Wiggins and RJ, and then everybody else will get up the rest.
I what I like about Wiggins is you upgrade talent wise. I feel like, but I also feel like it's still RJ's team
Yeah, nah,
because
that's just
I don't think Wiggins is the type of personality that comes in and is like the guy. Like I I think you could bring in Wiggins and still hand the keys to RJ Barrett.
yeah.
Like, but Wiggins, yeah, I like the move. I don't know if he could pull it off because Golden State is probably going to want something that keeps them a contender in the
Hmm.
short term. But it's interesting.
And it helps us in a way because our division is very wing heavy, so we will have two wing defenders on the floor at all times, plus Grimes coming off the bench, aka Michael Jordan.
We
So
just,
Ray
so
Allen.
we just wouldn't have
so
any natural 3-point shooters in the starting lineup, but we don't right now really either. So
exactly. So what I would say is like RJ and Wiggins versus Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. I'm not saying they're better, but they'll slow them down. We've seen what Wiggins was doing on the finals.
yeah,
Seen defensively what he was doing, and then do the same thing. Have somebody guard KD. Even though I also have a theory about KD that we can get into because KD mostly scores over people, not really around people that much. I don't care. Y'all can get at me in the chat, but I'm gonna come back to that. And who else is on it? Oh, Harden.
yeah.
And there's somebody. There's one more player. There's one more wing player in our thing in our division, right? There's
Division, you got Scotty Barnes.
Scotty Barnes offensively not like that though. He gets his points off of just like hustle kind of
Yeah, at
like
the moment,
yeah at the moment. So scrappy, he get a scrappy 15.
and that's what's stupid. Like he gets 15 being scrappy. That's hilarious. Like how many
Exactly.
scrappy guys get 15?
Exactly. And then you could probably move off because somebody said brought up Evans in the chat. You could probably move off of Evan Fournier with Randall in that trade too. You could probably move off those two. But you got to somehow make the contract work, but the money
I'm not
work.
like unless we like, unless we gearing up to get stars. Like I don't understand the rush to move off Evan Fournier. I don't see the shooters on this team.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But
Like
only if the problem is that Grimes need minutes. That's
right.
why.
Well then like my solution is just give Grimes more minutes than Evan Fournier. Like Evan Fournier, like we are like because he's on this team, he has to play starter minutes. Like why can't he play 10, 12 minutes a game? Like just let him like you know what I mean. Let him be a situational role player. I know you're paying him a lot of money. But I wouldn't just flip him. It got to make sense. You know, like he's still valuable to the team in some way. You know, so I mean, we don't have like Quentin Grimes. He's not really he takes shots, but I don't know if he's like proven to be a sniper, an elite shooter.
That's Michael Jordan, bro. He's everything.
You know,
Ray Allen.
Bro,
Who's that with?
he Ray Allen.
Jesus
He overall
Shuttlesworth.
99. He overall 99 untouchable
Jesus
player.
Shuttlesworth.
Like,
Ainge
Mm-hmm.
think
Shuttlesworth
about it.
29.
Think about it. Who on this team, when they shoot the ball, you expect it to go in?
Quentin Grimes. Ray
Quentin
Allen.
Grimes.
Nah,
That's what the chat told us. The chat told us that he was Ray Allen.
nah.
Quentin Grimes, bro.
Remember, like with Knicks tape. Every time Steve Novak went up, you just
Mm-hmm.
swore it was going in.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, just like Chris Copeland.
yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
there's
That
not
was
one. There's not one guy on this team like that.
that's it. That brings me to this. This team needs that. Like, I'm not saying bring back the past with the Knicks tape, no, but they need that camaraderie. That team had so much camaraderie that it was crazy.
Theo
You know
Pinson.
what I'm saying? Theo Pinson was that guy. But now we don't have that. We don't need a rah-rah guy, but we also need a guy that pulls everybody together. And we need a name. Like we need an identity. Knicks tape was fire. When every time like you see on Instagram or something, we get a win, you get that crossed out tape.
Yeah, that team had mad fire. Look, we had Mob Deep. We had Knicks tape. That team was just different.
Mm-hmm. They
We
should
had
bring
Drucker.
Shumpert on the he should be on his coaching staff.
Yeah,
Like he be doing the shy and stuff. He acting now.
we had Shump dropping songs.
Mm-hmm.
Like that team was different. That was a whole like that's his own era at this point. Like you
Greeny,
got '90s
you
Knicks.
muted, bro. Greeny, you muted when you were saying.
No, you good. I'm on the phone right now.
Oh my bad, my bad. I thought you was.
But now, like that's a whole era now. Like how you got '90s Knicks, you got Knicks tape Knicks. Like it's an
Mm-hmm.
era in itself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and like sometimes like, you don't appreciate stuff till it's gone.
Mm-hmm. That's why
Like
RJ should make a group chat and just name the group chat RJ and everybody else. RJ and random numbers until they. And nah, you can't do that to Jalen
He
Brunson.
need to
That's not.
come out and say what Pat Bev said. They playing with me. I ain't playing with them. They
Yeah,
playing
that's the
with me.
problem. RJ not cocky, bro. Yo, he would get so much respect if he just start being cocky. I'll be cocky. Like, I got the bag. I got my little bag. I'm coming in next year, my fourth season. I'm letting it know. I'm letting it be known on a training camp that this is me. Stop being humble. I
you
know it's
know, you know what's about to happen that like I don't think Knicks fans is ready for.
whatever.
Like, and this could be a bold take. I don't know, but like I don't think Knicks fans is ready for this. Like Julius Randle is about to ball out the first half of next season.
I
Like
hope so.
I got a feeling
I hope he looked good.
that
Pause. He looked good. His body in shape. He looked like he ready to play. It's just up here.
I'm telling you, I got a feeling Knicks fans is about to be conflicted because they're gonna want to hate the guy so bad, and they're gonna try to find a reason to still say trade him. But I feel like the first half of, and then I'm one of them guys that are saying trade him, not because I don't like him, but because I think like you got to go all in one direction. But I think the first half of next season, I think Julius Randle is gonna play really well, and
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna be left with a interesting decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we might overachieve a little bit, based upon what we think we're gonna be. I think we
Let's,
might overachieve a little bit, and we're gonna be caught in that weird situation. Like, do you go all in for the playoffs, or do you trade these guys because they're playing well? Do you get with like value for them while you can? Like, I think this trade deadline is gonna be like it's gonna be like real polarizing. Like, I think we're
yep.
gonna have two opinions, and it's gonna be split right down the middle. Because I think this next team got something to prove. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're gonna play with a little chip on their shoulder. And
Mhm.
I think that may get us some wins early on that we're not really expecting.
And
So
before we get into the projection, I just got one other little piece of news I wanted to talk about
what's
right
up,
before
bro?
we get into the projection. Did any of y'all hear about Julius Randle responding back to the fans on Instagram?
Nah.
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
y'all. Yeah,
yeah. So the fans tagged on he deleted all his IG posts that was up there and just posted up the one with him, you know what I mean, with his freaking woke Clyde Frazier chest and no shirt on, talking about some I'm back at it. And one of the fans wrote in the comments, Knicks fans believe in you. And he responded back to the fan. He said, I got y'all with just two exclamation points.
We gonna
And
hold you to that, bro.
yeah,
I mean,
he best. You best believe.
Gonna hold
They
you to
definitely
that.
gonna hold him to it, but it was just a little news I seen. So
Telling you, next season not going. At least the first. I think the first 30 games of next season is not going to go how we think it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to make this trade deadline real difficult.
Yeah, but nobody say nothing though. If we win it, nobody say nothing if we start off good. Don't get happy. Don't do nothing. Just watch the games in silence because we saw last year we started off 5-1. We started moving a little different, acting like we was nah. Just don't say nothing. Let's get to the chat though because the chat
yes,
looking
if you
spicy.
hear in the chat right now, drop a NYK if you in the chat right now. I need an NYK in the chat right now. If you drop an NYK, I'm shouting everybody out there drop an NYK in the chat right now. You said good morning? You said good morning? You say good morning?
Good morning, young man.
Good morning, JJ. My God, JJ always locked in.
Young soldiers here.
Good morning, and David L. Good morning, L Service. Whoa, buddy, calm down.
He on 10
He
today.
lit.
He on 10.
He just had that waffle with that syrup. That boy bouncing right now.
Yeah, I got smoke for Eddie in the chat. He said hitting the lucky three off the glass ain't clutch, but a lot of people hit lucky threes or lucky shots at the thing, and we don't say that.
We could find the numbers. I know Freeze is good at finding numbers, but there's numbers that back up that RJ is a top 3 clutch small forward in the NBA. By the numbers.
Yeah.
You said
RJ,
make sure you say clutch because they don't want
clutch.
they gonna hear top 3 small forward.
Yeah.
Good morning, Julian.
I mean, like RJ makes shots at a higher percentage in the clutch than he does in any other part of the game.
Freezy,
So,
when you hear us back there, producer Freezy, have some numbers up so we could back up this theory so that we don't people don't come at our
And
neck.
also a lot of things, another thing that a lot of people from around RJ people be sleeping on. RJ had a lot of more 30-point games than a lot of y'all probably top favorite players last year. You know what I mean? Like he
Oh
was
yeah,
in
the
that
young. I
top
think he had the
bracket.
most. He had like 11,
Yeah,
something like that.
especially out of the top under 25 that he's the list that he's never on. That whole list he had more 30-point games than all of them. So and Julius Randle, and on top of his career high dropping 46 on the Miami Heat, like
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like
that was with an L. I think it was
I
about
mean,
15 too.
I'm looking at it like that was a potential 50 nugget for him because he could have easily had 50 that game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, like easily had 50.
If I'm RJ, I'm coming out here first game dropping 50. Just to let it be known like I'm here. Drop 50.
It's crazy because when we first got RJ in his first game ever and he dropped 21 and like 5 rebounds, everybody was hyped. They was super hyped for RJ.
put it this way, like RJ got work on his free throws, but there's something to a guy that's play. His play doesn't drop off when the stakes rise. Like it just doesn't, and his numbers back that up. That when it gets down to the nitty gritty and winning time, RJ doesn't get worse. He oftentimes gets better, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good trait for a player. If RJ can just work on his free throws, like that's it. That's the only thing holding him back from being an elite clutch performer. My opinion is him being able to knock down free throws because he won't be so afraid to go to the basket and just get contact. But yeah, I'm telling you, like RJ Barrett is and I brung it up a couple weeks ago without knowing the numbers. I
Mm-hmm.
just off eye test alone, I said RJ Barrett is clutcher than we give him credit for. And
Yeah.
then, I saw it on Twitter. I forget what journalist posted it, but like the numbers back it up.
You know what's crazy with RJ? RJ problem is he starts off slow, so then he
Yep.
gets forgot about. But when it's in that same sentiment, you can say, like, you know how people be like, oh, the game don't start to the fourth quarter when it really count, when it's a close game. So, like, I would much rather him start slow in the beginning if we're winning, and then the second half of the season when it's time to go, when it's a go time to pick it up, and that's what he normally does. Is play great in
Mm-hmm.
January on to the end of the season, but unfortunately, last year we didn't have nothing to play for, so it didn't really matter.
But see, RJ could start slow in the first half of the season, but I think his slow has to change. Like his his slow can't be as slow as it's been. Like your slow can't be 14 points per game.
Oh yeah, nah.
You know what I
14
mean?
points a
Like
game is no longer acceptable from
yeah,
RJ.
yeah. Like
You
your
better.
slow has to be like 17, 18. Like that got to be your slow start.
Yeah,
Nah,
like got to be 19, but just shooting that. But then
yeah,
at the end, it'll all even out because he has so much from at second half of the season, and he plays so well that when you look back at it, like now in the off season, we looking, oh, he shot 47, 48% from the field, but so you'll forget about the month of November when he shot 12.
right.
Yeah, I don't even want that. I want RJ to come out and be consistent, at least 20 each month, at least.
Because
That's
honestly,
all.
if RJ didn't start off as bad as he did last year, RJ averages 22 to 23 points per game last season. That's
Yeah,
nuts.
that's true. That's
Because
definitely true.
January only averaged 24.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't
Uh,
start
That's
off
definitely
so
true because
bad.
if you go back and look at his averages, like you were saying, after like January, he's averaging like 24 every month, like literally. That's
David
definitely
Parker, shout
true.
out to you. He says, clutch and bad at the foul line seems like a contradiction, but that's still my guy. Shout out to you, David
I
Parker.
mean,
I mean, kind of
not
right, but
necessarily because Rondo was clutch and bad at the foul line.
And couldn't shoot for his
And
mama.
and what I look at as clutch is, in my opinion, does your play get better or worse with the game on the line? And RJ's percentages all around the court, from the 3 point line, at the basket, midi, it gets better in late game situations. And to me, that shows that you're not afraid of the moment. And to me, that's clutch.
mm-hmm.
Like I don't think RJ misses free throws because he has the jitters or he's afraid. I think he just has inconsistency in his release point, um, and that's really his issue. And when he's shooting, gets the inconsistency in his base. And those are things that can be fixed. Um, in terms of finishing at the basket, RJ just has to pick and choose. Right? Sometimes he's like a bull in a china shop, but like he has one like mind. He's going to the basket. Sometimes he has to kick it out and swing it. That's his issue at the basket. I don't think it's jitters or
Yeah.
like fear. That's not RJ's issue.
He should
RJ
just
just has
become
to
the
pick.
small. He should just become the shooting guard Giannis
Yeah,
because he's a big guy. It's not many two guards that could stop him from doing that. Whatever you want, really. But I was gonna say it's only a joke, y'all. You know me, I'll be joking. But RJ better not windmill next year. His windmills is trash. Stop, don't
yeah.
windmill,
I
don't
hate.
windmill, bro.
It scared me because I feel like he about to miss him.
Yeah, and
The
then
way
they gonna flame him again. Please don't windmill. Please don't windmill. He could do a little, double clutch back dunk, but don't do the windmill. Don't do because I'll be
man,
like,
man,
yo.
man, just do the tomahawk, like the mean tomahawk, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
good.
Mm-hmm. And I don't even think can RJ East Bay? I don't even think he can East Bay.
Nah, he probably could do that. If they're trying to
Nah,
play
yeah,
on
yeah,
him.
yeah. He probably could. I know Grimes can't. Yeah,
No,
Michael
I don't
Jordan.
know what Grimes is great at. I'm struggling. Like that's my issue. This I'm telling you, like I hate to go back to the negativity, but that's my issue this off season, man. Like Grimes over RJ, it bothers me. It bothers me really bad,
Jerry West predicted it.
and like I don't care about Jerry West.
Jerry West predicted Kobe over everybody.
But that was clear to see that Kobe is different. It
I
was
ain't gonna
like
lie,
almost
it
clear to
wasn't clear
see.
to the Knicks. It wasn't clear to the Knicks in '96.
Mm, yeah,
It
but it wasn't
wasn't
clear.
clear.
It
It
wasn't clear
wasn't
for a
clear to
lot of
them.
teams. Wasn't clear
That's
for
what
a
I'm
lot of
saying.
teams.
Jerry West knew.
Yeah, but like let's be real, right? Quentin Grimes, athletic freak, no. Kobe, athletic freak, yes.
Yeah,
Quentin
facts.
Grimes post game, no. Kobe post game, yes. Quentin Grimes mid range game, no. Kobe midi, elite. I don't know if Quentin Grimes is a shooter. I honestly don't know that yet. Like he's streaky, but so is everybody else on this team.
Exactly. JJ, bro, JJ, we know you do not like RJ because every time somebody be bringing up Grimes or somebody, he be like, "But what does RJ do well?" RJ is better than Grimes. Stop it.
RJ averaged 24 points per game on 44% shooting for the whole second half of the season.
Yeah, I was
That's
about
what
to say, if
RJ.
you get on RJ's free throw percentage, Grimes' free throw percentage is worse.
But he's a shooter.
Worse.
He's Allen. He's Ray Allen, but he can't shoot.
Yeah,
The
because You could. I don't. It don't even really have to be one or the other. They both can coexist.
Absolutely, but like I just don't like the idea that like I gotta see it. That's what I'm saying. Like Grimes need to get 25 minutes a game. Like you gotta back up what you did this summer. Like you gotta, or if Quentin Grimes comes out and plays 15 minutes a game next season, like Leon Rose needs to be shown the door because there's no way you can throw your number 3 pick under the bus for a guy that's only played 15 minutes a game. Like that's tragic.
Wacko, why we can't have both?
We can't.
He
But
said can't give both. Oh, I guess you was talking about the trade. My bad, Wacko. I thought you were saying like because the one could play the 2 and one's gonna play the 3. So it's really no. It's really actually that might be the best starting lineup for the team would be them starting together.
JJ said Grimes is a better shooter than RJ. Has Grimes ever shot 40% from 3?
Shot
RJ
38.
has. RJ has.
That's
And we
tough.
comparing Julian Blunt. We was comparing Kobe to Grimes because Jerry West was saying that
Very well.
Grimes. He was talking about Grimes being better than RJ, and then and the same way he talked about Kobe being better than everybody else when he was young.
Did he?
That's why.
East Blue said, y'all bugging. Grimes averaged 24 in Summer League. Do you know how much RJ freaking Barrett would have averaged in Summer League?
Bro,
Y'all
Yo,
need
we
to
don't
make
talk
me a
about
lie.
RJ Barrett's
Bro,
summer
it's the
league numbers. Yo,
summer league.
Freezy, can we get those numbers, please? If
RJ
you,
It's the
Barrett would have
summer
won.
league.
yeah,
RJ
because
Barrett would have won Summer League MVP while putting up
Oh
Jordan
my
type numbers
god.
in Summer League.
JJ got an excuse for everything. JJ said 40% with no fans.
What does that mean? I'm sorry.
So they
Like
didn't play
I don't know,
basketball.
bro. Yeah,
so
I
when
don't know,
people
bro.
and first of all they had fans. Like I
Bro,
don't
don't
they
even argue. His next excuse gonna be say it wasn't even 82 games. I'm like, bro.
like we keep I hear State say it all the time. I like oh there was no fans in the
Yeah.
stands. I don't know where this narrative came from. We were not in the bubble. Like there were no fans in the stands for like the first 25 games. And then arenas were up to like 50% capacity by the All-Star break. Like there were fans in the stands. Like I don't know. Like I think we got like selective memory, man. Like I don't. And then by the time the playoffs rolled around, like did y'all hear the Garden?
Mm-hmm.
The Garden was insane.
I don't know. I don't know where we get the. It was no fans in the stands, and then there's like that means that it's easier to shoot. Like I don't know if that's backed up by. I don't know.
Here's why Knicks fans that be doing stuff like this is it's such a contradiction because they would sit and say you got to give RJ the keys, but now once they see the new shiny toys, how about you give Grimes the keys and see where you go? Give Grimes the keys then and see where you go.
We gave him the keys in summer league. We didn't go nowhere. We got blown out by the same team twice. They ate our lunch. Like I don't.
I just don't understand. Like, just give Grimes the keys and give him $100+ million, and then we'll just see if y'all happy with that. Because once Grimes' contract comes up, I want to see everybody say, "Oh, give him 180 something, 190 something." I want to see that. And I like Grimes. I think that he's a very good fit for his team. But just stop trying to say that he's better than RJ when he has shown nothing to say that he's better than RJ. Nothing.
Grimes has not been better than RJ at any point in his basketball career. Not in high school, not in college, not yet in the league. Like, I don't know where we see this. I don't know where we're getting this information from.
Exactly. They said that he was like number 8 or something like that in the same high school ranking at him. But guess who was number 1?
That's what I'm saying. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to say that because that's high school. Because that's not to say because there's been players that came in number 1, and somebody that's number 27 it turns out to be better than them. So, but Grimes hasn't showed anything in the league yet. He has 1 20-something point game or maybe 2 in the NBA season.
And that's where they get confused. Like it's not. We're not saying, or I'm not saying that RJ is proven. What I'm saying is compared to Grimes.
Exactly.
Like it's we got to look at who we're comparing him to. Like it's Quentin Grimes. Like he hasn't shown. I just don't. I don't see what some people see out there.
Mm-hmm. And
I
we
hope
don't
I'm wrong.
dislike Grimes. We don't dislike Grimes. We like Grimes, but we just got to keep it realistic here. He has to get past Evan Fournier first.
Right. We just treated Quentin Grimes the way Cleveland treated Darius Garland. we treated Quentin Grimes the way Memphis treated Jaren Jackson Jr. in these trade talks. We treated Quentin Grimes like he was our franchise cornerstone. Everybody else was available except Quentin Grimes, right? So like that's my point. Like I'm not saying they're wrong. I would like to see what they see. Maybe they got more information than I do, which is very possible, right? Because of the positions they hold. But like I gotta see it. If
Exactly.
that's what you think about Quentin Grimes, then he needs to be starting on day one, having significant minutes. Um, I need to see him be a significant part of the offense. Like, don't treat him like he's your franchise cornerstone and come into next season and he just role player Grimes. Like, nah, I don't want to see role player Grimes.
Exactly.
I want to see
Big
most
good
improved
morning
player
to
Grimes.
DSJ and Mr. Vince. Please
Yep.
smash that like, subscribe, turn on the notifications.
Yep. And please, yeah, set the like button, subscribe, and everything. I mean, we here on a Saturday morning. Tomorrow's football, you know. So I'm happy to be. I'm
Ooh.
just been watching Cobra Kai. Like I said, I've been watching Cobra Kai. Put Cobra Kai in the chat if y'all watch Cobra Kai. Soulfinger, what up, bro? Please tell him that Grimes is not that guy. Please
Yo,
tell him in the chat, Soulfinger, that Grimes is not that guy. Stop. People need to stop with it. The
yo,
narrative.
that's Leon Rose's only way out is if Quentin Grimes comes out and was most improved player. And like that's Leon Rose's like because like let's just say next year RJ Barrett breaks out. Leon Rose looks terrible. He looks terrible because you're about to trade this guy, right? Like, so that doesn't look good for Leon Rose. If Quentin Grimes comes out next season and like he looks like freaking Ray Allen, then I think Leon Rose saves some face. But even at this point, like he looks bad if RJ Barrett comes out and blows up.
Hold on. JJ. Now it's Grimes a late first round pick.
Oh my
You
god!
guys put in too much expectations on him.
No, we not. The front office is.
The front office did, and y'all did immediately. As soon as y'all be like, "Oh, Grimes could take RJ's spot, and Grimes could do this, and RJ better watch his back." Grimes got a higher ceiling than RJ. That's putting way much expectations on him. That's from y'all. We trying to keep it where he at the moment. He could have easily sat back and averaged 7 to 8 points next year, and everybody been cool with it. But now, since fans and now front office did what they did, now he got to average 15.
We all saw Quentin Grimes as a role player, right? There were no like we were good with him coming in next season, like Kendall just said, and just being efficient and playing his role, and like being a good perimeter defender and making his open jump shot. I was cool with that. But when you say he's untouchable, oh man, now I gotta see something.
Wacko, come on, bro. He said second year Grimes is already being hated on RJ groupies. Nah, we ain't RJ groupies, but
Bro,
you just
y'all
got to
be
be
saying,
realistic, bro. You got to be
alright,
realistic.
alright, if y'all really want to be realistic, RJ contract makes him untouchable. Like, let's be real. Like, if anybody want RJ right now, it's kind of impossible to get him. Like,
I,
that's
I
why they made him sign that contract. So it's hard to get him.
I just
Like,
don't know how like RJ groupie. Like I'm just looking at what he's proven. I talk about injuries. Talk about how weak the East was. He was the second best player on the 4 seed. Facts.
In his second year.
He averaged 24 points per game on 43% shooting for 5 months. Facts. Right. These are just facts. Quentin Grimes has never done any of that. He shot 40% from three. Talk about no fans. Talk about fans. I don't care. Quentin Grimes hasn't shown he could do that. All right, shooter and all. Like,
Exactly. And on top of that, RJ has a lot of flaws. A lot. Don't think that we just big him up because he
nah,
got a lot of flaws. He
we
ain't got
comparing
no
them.
bag. He ain't got no bag.
No,
Like
don't.
no shake, no go-to moves. That Euro step he be doing, they be fouling him. Only reason why he get away with it is because he moves people out the way because he be a big guy. Pause. But
and he has like no floater. No, he like
Yeah, his floater looked like he just chuck it up there. Like it's a lot of flaws in RJ thing, but compared to Grimes, we're just saying he's better than Grimes. That's all.
Compared.
My thing with the Knicks fans is that they on both sides of the fences at one time. Like last year, like the year when we go to the playoffs, RJ shooting good percentage from three. He's shooting solid from the field. Oh, we need more from RJ. RJ got to average 20 points. All right. So the next season RJ comes in, he might not be as efficient as he was because now he's trying to get to 20 points. He gets to 20 points, and now he's still the most hated because he gets to what side of the fence are you on?
And then Wacko says Grimes never took 30 shots, and this is where I begin to question whether people have played basketball before. Like if you've ever played in a basketball game, an organized basketball game at any level, do you know how hard it is to get up 30 shots? That's a skill set in itself, right? Being able to take 20 shots is not something everybody can do on a consistent basis, right? I don't even know if Quentin Grimes has the skill set to get off 20 shots. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like,
Wacko said RJ and Randall gets every opportunity, but the kids have to get the crumbs. RJ is probably one of the youngest kids on the
that's
team.
not, I don't like.
Like what?
Are RJ and Grimes at the same age?
Shout out Paris Douglas said just be RJ fans without attacking Grimes. We're not attacking
It's not.
Grimes.
It's not. It's
We're
not.
not
We're
attacking
not attacking
Grimes.
Grimes. We
That's it.
definitely
All right,
not
so
attacking
then if we
Grimes.
could use that same logic to y'all, we're saying, well, RJ.
Bro, why are y'all making it seem like RJ is a ball hog? Like he's not gonna be a star overnight. He has to go through growing pains, bro. He's not gonna just wake up and average 25 points, shooting 43% from the field. Bro, he's gonna have to go through growing pains. What do you think the
They.
Celtics is going through? Like,
And Ja
Yeah.
and Ja
come
Morant.
on,
Ja
bro.
Morant
Like,
used to be shooting 40 times.
Yeah.
They
and
know
then you gotta
everybody.
also remember RJ never had a good team with him, and improved every single year, bro.
Kobe did the same thing. Then Kobe had to learn to pass the
I,
ball.
I think they're missing the point.
Yeah,
I,
let's move
I
on from RJ because it's
think
gonna seem like
point.
we're standing for RJ, but it's just compared to Grimes, I would much rather have RJ Barrett than Quentin Grimes as the cornerstone that I'm gonna
Yeah.
build, young piece that I'm gonna build with.
And for me, it's not a bash on Grimes. It's a question of the front office. It really has nothing to do with Grimes.
Nah, really, no. He's
It
just a
has nothing
casualty.
to do with Grimes. Like my expectations with Grimes for Grimes were healthy. I feel like the front office has put more expectations on him.
hmm
Um,
I'd
RJ
rather
has
Grimes
those
start.
right. RJ's has those expectations already. RJ has flaws. RJ's not proven. Right. There's some risk factor with RJ Barrett. Like, do I think RJ Barrett is going to be the best player on a championship team? I don't think so. Right. I'm not the guy that said you can't trade RJ for nobody.
Yeah,
Like,
fact.
there's some guys I would trade him for. Right. I'm not saying RJ Barrett is the second coming of Michael Jordan, but I'm just
Oh
saying
no,
like you can't in the same breath say Quentin Grimes. Like, you just can't. There's nothing. There's no facts that tell you Quentin Grimes is better than RJ Barrett right now. That can change. Everything can change. But
exactly.
there's nothing you can point to right now other than bias and just not liking RJ to say Quentin Grimes is better at this moment.
Exactly, because we like Grimes. We much rather Grimes start over Evan Fournier. We much rather him be a cornerstone, one of the cornerstones of the team. But to build around Grimes, that's the wrong message. That's the wrong message to put out there. That he's not that caliber of player. Just like I want to say, RJ's not that caliber of player to y'all. To us, Grimes is not that caliber of player to build the whole team around and make him your cornerstone. Like that. That's just a bad look as an organization, to be honest, especially when that player has never showed that he can be that guy. I keep bringing up summer league, summer league, summer league. Well, when it counted, he didn't show up
Now
in
this
the
the
summer league. So it's not bashing him because the same way y'all critique RJ about when he scores 30, but y'all be like, oh, but he took him 22 shots to score 30. So why can't we critique Grimes? I don't understand it. Everybody's has room to be critiqued. When Jalen Brunson play, if he's not playing well, he's gonna get the talk too. Everybody can. It's just the fact that if it's compared to RJ to Grimes, I'd much rather have RJ.
yeah, you just can't tell me somebody's untouchable and then tell me I can't raise my expectations. Like, if he untouchable, like I got to see why he untouchable.
Exactly. I could give like LeVar Ball. LeVar Ball is one of the best sports stats there is. There's nothing you could say about it. But what I would say is when he was talking, even though the Ball brothers wasn't talking, especially Lonzo, he wasn't the one talking. It was his father talking, and that put expectations on him that he may have not been able to get to, and it put a target on his back from other players. Because now I'm gonna come at him. You seen Patrick Beverly came at him during his first game, trying to push him around and stuff. Which I was like, why are you doing that? That's not really him talking. But since his father was talking, it put a target on his back. So Leon Rose and they put a target on Grimes' back by doing what they did.
In the same way, people like JJ and them in the chat is saying, "Oh, Grimes was a 25th pick, RJ was a third pick. How can you compare them to?" Well, now I can say Grimes is untouchable. RJ's not untouchable. So how can you compare the two? Different expectations, in my opinion. When you say this guy right here is the one young guy you cannot have, then shoot, the expectations is different now. Like, okay, Leon Rose, I feel you, but okay, I want to see what you see.
Exactly.
And
And you
that's
know what's
it.
crazy? You know what's crazy, King? Because everybody talking about, oh, he's a 48 game rookie for one game, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? When RJ came into his second year, guess what? It was so much pressure. It was so much this, so
Bro,
much that.
I just had to join up in my Bible, bro. When RJ played his rookie year, he had 55 games. He only played 9 more games than Quentin Grimes did his rookie year. But you can't even compare it because the minutes per game is not even there. But like Quentin Grimes played 17 minutes his rookie year, averaged 6 points. RJ Barrett played like 29, 30 minutes and averaged 14 points. So
Exactly.
I don't know
Yo,
what
real
you
quick,
compare it
shout
to,
out to
bro.
DSJ. He says, so both of these players still need development. RJ Barrett looks like a starting caliber player at this point, and Grimes still has to prove he can be effective in the rotation. Exactly, DSJ.
Yeah,
Please talk to them.
both of these dudes still need development. And that's the point. But both of these dudes still need development. But one guy at the front office said nobody can have. Right. I'm questioning the front office. I love Quentin Grimes. I didn't want to
Yeah,
trade. Like, if I could have kept Quentin Grimes and RJ Barrett, like, that's no brainer to me. No
exactly.
brainer. I'm not looking to trade Quentin Grimes. I like Quentin Grimes as a player. I like him as a talent. You know what I mean? But like, we just treated him like Darius Garland and Jaren Jackson Jr. and all these other young guys around the league that are untouchable. You know, so now
Exactly.
we gotta see it, and I hope he is that. Like,
Yeah,
that's good for us.
it's good for us, but just right now, we can't just say he's better than someone else when he's not. Like, bro, if that's the case, matter of fact, give Quentin Grimes all RJ's endorsements, all that.
Man, and I'll root for the front of the jersey. If
Yeah,
Quentin
not the
Grimes
back
comes
jersey.
out next season and he's clearly better than RJ Barrett, then I'm gonna be the guy saying give Quentin Grimes RJ Barrett's minutes, give him
Mm-hmm.
RJ Barrett's role, all that,
Mm-hmm.
all that.
Mm-hmm.
If he comes out and shows he's better, he's better.
Exactly. And I was prepared to go into the season without RJ Barrett anyway, because I thought that deal was gonna go through. I thought the deal was going to go. So I was prepared. It doesn't matter. I was still going to watch the Knicks, whether RJ Barrett here or not. I watched the Knicks with no RJ Barrett. I watched the Knicks with some of the worst bums of all time. So I mean, like, it is what it is.
At the end of the day, they both here. I don't think. Yeah, man, we will see, bro. But because these Knicks fans getting you mentioned RJ Barrett, like they panties in a bunch, man. Sheesh. Like, listen, man, I'm a Knicks fan. That's why I don't trash Julius. I don't trash none of these dudes. I'm a Knicks fan. At the end of the
Exactly.
day, I'm rooting for all these guys.
Exactly. I want Grimes to come in here and average
Yeah,
15 and on 40% shooting from the three and all. I want that, but I'm just going based upon who's better at the moment.
that's the moment. Who's proving more? Like, RJ ain't proving everything. Like, you got like whoever that's not a believer. Like, I see where you coming from.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's
But
times where I watch the game and I'm like, yo, RJ is trash, bro.
it's a lot of
Like,
times I watch the game and I'm like, what the? Like, where is he?
I'll be like, yo, bro. When he be airborne corner threes or something, I'll be like, oh my goodness.
Yo,
I could see why.
it's just some games where like he can never make 2 free throws in a row. And it
Mm-hmm.
pisses me off. I just know he gonna miss one. I
There's
just want.
people in the chat asking why RJ is untouchable. All right,
He's not. He's
He's
not
not
untouchable.
clearly.
The
he's
front
not
office said he's not
untouchable.
untouchable
He's not untouchable. They put him on the block, but
in every
the
offer.
reason why you Knicks fans feel like he's untouchable is because that's the first Knicks player they resigned and how long, and the first Knicks player to average 20 and get signed to that deal. Like that's why Knicks fans feel like he's untouchable. You know what I'm saying? But
Grimes was offered. We already established. I don't think he was offered, bro. I think that was fake news. That wasn't like a real. What's the name that said that? I don't think
If
that was real. I think Freezy already established that. Oh,
if
what's the
Grimes
name?
offer, we have Donovan Mitchell. If they offer Quinn Grimes, Donovan
Exactly.
Mitchell will be in New York.
Exactly. DSJ said, "What's your thoughts on the newly leaked them thing or city jerseys? They trash. I see
Yeah,
what they was trying to do, but
yeah,
they
they
just
combined both years.
they combined the jersey behind your the what's that 98 jerseys
Yeah, yeah.
and the jerseys from last year, the city
hmm
jerseys from last year's, and put the colors on the side. Them
Yeah,
trash,
yeah. I feel
trash.
like they took the jerseys from last year when we nice. The first black ones with the city sleep circle on them,
Mm-hmm.
and the ones from last year and put them together like you said. The ones last year was basically these just all black with the orange stripes on the side. Yeah,
Yeah,
that line.
I like. See, why they just can't bring back like the just
I want
jerseys
them to
like
wear
that?
this right here. Yeah, this one is clean
Yeah,
right
yeah,
here. This one
get
is
the
my
yeah.
favorite
throwback.
jersey.
Yeah, because the Wizards got the cleanest. Oh my God, that Wizards
Yeah,
jersey is.
for the
First of
classics,
all,
they this year for the classics they definitely should have brought like this one back. Definitely for the classics this year.
they got to stop putting Kyle Kuzma in that jersey and showing it off. Stop
Yeah,
doing that. Stop doing that.
That's their pretty boy.
we
Stop
could be
doing that.
building around Kyle Kuzma. Things could be worse.
Exactly. So I think those jerseys is weak. I don't.
Yeah, you could be building around Grimes. You know what I'm saying?
We
Ray
might
Allen.
be Freeze. We might be building around Grimes, and that's scary to me.
All right, Freezy, as the elder statement here, are we bugging? Like, are we bugging? Is Grimes better than RJ right now?
Right now, I don't think so.
Man.
And that's not even calling him a ham sandwich.
No, y'all not bugging, bro.
I think we bugging. I think that they think that we just being RJ groupies.
Nah. That I'm trying to figure out that thing that Grimes does that's even comparable to RJ. Like, what's the thing that is comparable to RJ so that we can compare?
Uh, and for Freeze, I was saying like Grimes and RJ's best season as a shooter. Grimes last season wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Nah, 38% is good, but it
Right,
wasn't
but
40.
RJ shot
But
40.
it's just not 40.
And that's so like, and I'm not saying RJ's a great shooter. I'm just saying this idea that Quinn Grimes is like this elite shooter. Like he hasn't proven that he's a streaky shooter. And
No.
there's some games where he's really good shooting the basketball, and there's other games where like he's missing badly.
Yeah.
Free throws and open jump shots. And like, so maybe that'll come a development, which I'm sure it will. But we
Yeah,
talking
it
like
will.
right now. Right now, you can't make that claim.
Nah. Grimes ain't even. Grimes is about 2 years away, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah, Grimes is this year. This year, respectfully to all rookies and all fans of rookies and Knicks fans everywhere, yo, think about this. How all Knicks players have like show a little something in a rookie year,
Mm-hmm.
and then the beginning of the second year, they look bad.
All
Whether you
Landry
talking
Fields.
about
every single last one of them.
Landry, you talking about Frank, you talk about Knox,
Even Porzingis didn't
you
start off
talking
hot.
about Quickly last year, you talking about Obi last year, you talking about RJ. they all have that
Rookie,
we know
that
what we know
sophomore
what
jinx.
we know what is the sophomore slump. That's how I was just about to Mr. Rivera just read my mind. You know it is the sophomore slump. Now, does it last all season? Nah. It didn't last all season for RJ. It didn't last all season for Quickly and Obi, right? Because they look better at the end of the season. But if you just take into account that there will be some sophomore adjustment. Let me call it that. Some sophomore adjustment. Then we can't even say that a Quentin Grimes going through a sophomore adjustment is just as good or better than RJ Barrett going into his fourth season. It sounds ridiculous, right?
Mm-hmm. Shout out Paris Douglas. He said, do the Stephen A. Smith show because we won't say Grimes is the greatest of all time.
Question. What type of ceiling does a guy have to have for you to label him untouchable?
Superstar.
And then once you answer that question, ask yourself, does Grimes have that ceiling? So why on God's green earth will you make a guy with Quentin Grimes ceiling untouchable? That's the point. First, so to make the point clear, take RJ out of the equation. For Quentin Grimes to be untouchable, what do you think his ceiling is? Like that's the issue I have.
You know what the word untouchable mean, bro?
Like, come on, man.
Like
understand.
if you ever saw that movie, The Untouchables, with Sean Connery and Kevin Costner. Remember the movie about the detective trying to break up the mob in New York back in the 1920s?
We might be too young.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, the gist of it is Sean Connery looked at Costner when it was like, yo, all these dudes, man, the community won't help us catch them. These guys are untouchable. And Connery looked at them and like, nah, Chief, everybody's touchable. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Right? Because think about it. Even RJ is touchable. Even Julius is touchable. Even
for the right price.
Yeah.
For the
And
right
then
price.
and then there are levels to it. There are levels to it. Like, are you talking about Knicks untouchable or NBA untouchable?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you just talk about Knicks untouchable, you're talking about, man, I can't give you quickly Grimes and RJ because that depletes my shooting guard position. So I'm just going to keep one of them out. One of them guys is untouchable. If you want quickly and RJ, then Grimes is untouchable in that sense. In that sense, where if you trade away all your young shooting guards, you'll just be left with. Because think about Fournier was a goner anyway, right?
Yeah.
To match the money.
Mm-hmm.
To match the money. And then you're talking about RJ and Quickly and Grimes. You talking about us giving up 4 shooting guards in a Donovan Mitchell thing? Nah, man, we got to keep one of them, bro. So just we'll hold Grimes out of it. If you got to have Quickly and you got to have RJ, we'll hold back Grimes. Right?
Like I wonder if it was because I got more so the impression was like well, you can't have all 3, so we'll give you RJ and Quickly and we'll keep Grimes. Like
yeah.
I feel like that was
untouchable in that sense.
Like I don't think that was Danny Ainge that said. I don't think Danny Ainge chose RJ and Quickly. I think Leon Rose chose RJ and Quickly. Does that make sense? Like I feel like that was out of the 3, Grimes was the one he wanted to keep the most.
Yeah. If that, I'm just saying untouchable in that sense. Like, you don't want to give up all your shooting guards in one trade. Just holding back something, just in case say Donovan Mitchell would have got here, and say he'd have got a knee bruise or something simple in camp. Then not only would you have traded away all your shooting guards, the one that you got is not available too. So you wouldn't have nobody.
Yeah, it could be that way, or it could be I'm not giving him up because I see what he could become, which may be very well true, but just right now at the moment, like if Phoenix came to me and said, I'll give you Mikal Bridges for Quentin Grimes, that's a no-brainer, yes. But a lot of fans would be like, no, because Quentin Grimes is no, come on, it's a no-brainer, yes. I'm like, come on.
Man, listen.
Man.
I guess we'll never know the unadulterated truth, right? But the report said the first offer had RJ Barrett in it. You know what I mean? So that just shows me that they were more willing. Which they could be right one day. I ain't God. Like I don't got the you know, I can't see into the future. I'm not always right, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, like that tells me something about their mindset. Maybe it was they didn't want to pay RJ type of thing, which is also another wrinkle. It may not have been that they value quit and grind so much more, but they maybe just didn't want to pay RJ.
Exactly.
Which is possible.
Exactly.
You know,
Hold on, King Ant, because Alawa, shout out to Alawa, always a supporter. He said, "I ain't see the untouchable. Damn, these young dudes doing too much GTA and Fortnite." Yo, chill,
don't
Alawa, because I'm not
don't
that
put
young.
Fortnite on me, man.
Yeah. I'm 32, gang. I'm 32. I'm 32.
Yeah,
I'm not that
yeah.
young. I'm not
He
like
an old
20.
man, bro.
Yeah.
32. Come on.
I'm just out of the generation that y'all was in. That's why I ain't that young.
I tried to play Fortnite one time and I was so lost, yo. I don't know.
I played it when
My
it
head
first
hurt.
came out, though. I played it when it first came out.
I was like 22 when he was born, bro. I was like 22. I was like 22 years
Weezy
old,
was
bro.
off
He
the
was
porch
born.
already.
Yeah, I was gone, bro. Yeah,
I think
when I
I'm the
hear
youngest on the panel.
no lie, when I hear somebody be like, "Yeah, nah, man, I ain't that old, man." I'm like 28. I'm like, dang, bro. I was like 26, 25 when he was born, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
see.
you know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
was 27. Freeze
yeah.
in prime already.
Exactly. Freezy was out here getting girls. I was in 1990. I was, I ain't like, I was still in the
Bro,
bottle.
Freeze
yeah,
was laying
like,
it down.
yeah, like my, when I hear somebody say, it's like I got a baby, like I got a baby that's like 30. She like, I'm a grown woman, pops.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just talk to me. You just can't talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So this show is based upon when we made up this show is based upon like from kind of like the Marbury era to now,
Yeah.
because that's when we came into, and then it's like Freezy, Soulfinger, everybody that's been here being Knicks fans for years and years and years, passing the torch to us. So then we'll pass the torch to
Bro,
the almighty
The
finesses and stuff like that. When
I
they,
spoke to a dude, bro, that was like, yo, I started rooting for the Knicks right after they traded Melo. And I was like, what? After they traded Melo?
yeah. First of all, I don't know how you
that
became a
that's
fan after that.
hurtful. That boy had
Hold
not
on,
even.
hold on.
Yeah,
You
that's
said
tough.
after they traded Melo. I thought they
After
said
they
traded for
traded
Melo.
Melo.
So,
Yeah,
No.
that's tough.
they were Porzingis Knicks fans.
Yes.
Yeah,
They like
that's terrible.
19, 20.
That's crazy.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. I'm 20 years in. I got 20 years in now.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
yeah. I'm about there. I became a Knicks fan like
Yeah,
2003.
I'm
So,
almost there. I'm like 4 years out from there.
Yeah, so I've been around. It's just,
and like
it's just
literally, I just love basketball. Like I used to like pop the Jim Calhoun VHS tape in, and like he teach you how to play ball, and I would go outside in the driveway and just practice. Right, what
Yeah.
Jim Calhoun was talking about. So like, I fell in love with basketball first, with
hmm
UConn, and then like I would just flip the channels trying to find basketball, and like
hmm
you had MSG, and yes, right, really, they had
Yeah.
basketball every night, and so I used to just hit MSG, and like it didn't matter to me that the Knicks stunk. It was basketball.
It was basketball,
You know
bro.
what I mean? And like I didn't know anything about like great basketball and good teams. I just saw like the Knicks, and I fell in love with the Knicks. I didn't know they weren't good. You know what I mean? And like I didn't figure that out until like some years online. I was like, hold up, we stink. You know what I
Something
mean?
new
Like
was wrong with me because I was like 9 years old, just watching ESPN, no cartoons, nothing.
hmm
I
JJ
was just
said,
straight
"Yes, how y'all
ESPN.
doing? How y'all doing? New School Knicks, and I have 18 or Almighty Finesse on here because Almighty Finesse is he's shooting to the stars. Not saying we not, but Almighty Finesse gotta.
that's a whole other show. That's baby Knicks fans. Like, they gotta have a whole different name.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
there's old school Knicks and there's new school Knicks,
And
and then
baby,
it's
You got
and
Generation X,
then Junior
Generation
Knicks,
X.
and then Junior Knicks. No shot,
He said the Junior Knicks.
no
Yo,
disrespect to Almighty Finesse. No
yo,
He
disrespect.
said the
man.
He's a
Junior Knicks.
superstar.
I'm
Almighty
we
Finesse.
saying,
got we
Almighty
got
Finesse gonna be the Woj reports. He gonna be giving Woj reports on Twitter and all of that soon.
yeah, man.
Almighty
Yeah,
Finesse is
man.
a
He
star.
might as well change his name to Almighty Wolves.
Yeah,
He a
man.
star.
I remember, man, being in high school when a song called Basketball by Curtis Blow came out. I remember
When
being
it
in
came
high
out, it was
school.
crazy.
God damn.
Yeah, I was in high school. I was like a junior. I was about to be like a
Basketball
junior.
is my favorite sport.
I didn't even know the words to that song I didn't even know the words to that song into NBA 2K. I forgot what year it was, but I think it was like 14 and 15.
Nah, I heard that song on Like Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like Mike. That's what that was the one that struck it for me.
Now, yeah,
What?
I heard it on Like Mike, but like I know all the words now from just being a 2K.
Oh
fan.
yeah, from 2K.
Yeah,
I know
from
rap
2K.
the whole
Yeah, because they used to play. Yeah.
But that's hilarious. Yeah. See,
Yo, my favorite 2K joint though. No cat man. My favorite 2K joint is I forget what year it is, but the dude is like balling hard, don't have to practice, something don't have to pass it, something. How you go? It's
that was like a couple years ago. That was
dude was
definitely like a couple years ago. I think that was 21.
Nah, man, it was like just like 10 years ago. At least five. Because 23, because 323 came out Wednesday.
Yesterday.
My
Okay.
favorite one was, I think it was 13, a Jordan one. And it was like,
I ain't gonna
oh,
you talking about that was 2K11.
Yeah, that's
2K11.
2K11. But that's when 2K changed everything.
Yeah, that 2K changed the whole
That was
generation.
my favorite
2K,
one.
man.
Yeah, because that 2K was crazy.
I ain't gonna.
Yeah,
My
That's
favorite
what my
2K is
player
when
was.
they had
Like,
the when they had the Amazing by Kanye West on there. That was my game.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Because like up until 09, I feel like NBA Live was the better game.
Yeah.
Bro, 2K9 was OD fire. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, like NBA Live used to have the dunk contest.
Yeah, of course, all that was
Live 06 and
With
Live
D-Wade.
04 was my favorite. Yeah.
See, that's
Vince
when
Carter
I
won
changed
on 04 because that's when you could hop step in 04. And then and then 06 with D-Wade was crazy.
Yeah, that's when I changed. 06 is I changed from Live 06 to 2K6 and I never went back.
Because 2K6 used to be kind of like what was that other NFL game? What was it called?
NFL 2K6. They had that. They had
2K5.
Terrell Owens on the cover, and they had Marcus
2K5.
Bro, I used to play that all the time.
Hold on, stop everything.
And I used to have
the closer's here.
Okay,
Jay Boogie.
closer.
He says, shout out to the chat. Blessings, health, and safety. Happy Saturday. Enjoying y'all as usual. Same time, watching classic. 7 Knicks and Heat, John and Larry. Oh, I see what you're saying. Suspended game. Salute. 3 capitals. That's this.
I wasn't even really messing with 2K Sports like that growing up. I was EA Sports. Like
Yeah, facts.
Like NCAA. Those are my games, yo.
Bro, I had
NCAA. Yeah, that was my joint, bro.
Everything.
You talking about PlayStation 2?
Yeah.
Y'all know. NCAA is coming out next year, July 2023.
And Fight.
Yeah, because the players can get paid now.
Oh, Fight Night. That's my Fight Night is my
coming back too. All that coming back.
But King Ant, I think they're gonna have like how they had a Jordan moments. I think they're gonna have that for the NCAA, like where you could have like Reggie Bush and like Mitchell. They're gonna have like all those moments.
Are they gonna put Reggie Bush in the game though? Because
because all them get. What you mean? They all get paid now. They have deals.
No. But I'm talking about like how because remember they took his Heisman and all of that.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about?
Well,
yeah,
he'll probably.
I wouldn't even want to be in the game. I would spite him.
I need Mark Madness to come back.
They get bread off that though, right? They take off.
Yeah.
I know they do, but the problem is like, bro, you did all of that just to turn around.
Yeah.
To have to like say sorry to me, you know what I mean? Like I went through all of this scrutiny just for y'all just to say that I was right.
Yeah, he did it the wrong way at the wrong time.
Yeah,
but he did it for a good. But he did it for a good reason though.
Yeah, like a lot of these kids come out and they come from the inner city and they don't really have much. So of course, offering money or somebody offering money, they're gonna take it if my mom's ain't got food in the fridge.
And they selling your jersey. Like I think
they're making millions off you.
I think
that's the thing that gets me, man.
USC made like $8 million off Reggie Bush jerseys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then NCAA took his Heisman. It's just like Michigan made I think Michigan reportedly made like $150 million off the Fab Five branding.
Yeah. I was just about to say that.
Yeah. And then And then so they take now Michigan banner and all that stuff. Like the Fab Five officially never existed at Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Like Jalen Rose, Chris, because they stripped everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But nobody at Michigan ever gave that money back off what they made.
And
Of course, you did.
I don't know if like people are familiar with Connecticut. Like it's a little different now, but like back in like '04, when you had Diana Taurasi and Mecca Okafor, like these people were like celebrities in the state of Connecticut. Like UConn is the pro team.
Yeah,
In Connecticut. So like these guys couldn't just walk in a Walmart, right? So do you know how much money UConn made off of these dudes? And you paid them with maybe a $75,000 scholarship per year. Like that don't equal up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at like Steph Curry didn't need the money obviously because he came from a NBA player and all that. So,
right.
but look at players like that make small schools into big names because of what they're doing and they're not getting paid. Like in my opinion, like if I'm a St. John's fan, so if a player go to St. John's and they blow up, they get them back to what they where they supposed to be. Imagine, that player should be paid, even though now they will be paid. But back then, for the last 20, 30 years, they've been trash. So imagine, a player go over there and show out and bring it back to the tournament and all of that stuff. So they only been in the tournament, I think, once.
They'll be back though, cause Mike Anderson doing he getting them back.
Yeah, slowly but surely though.
Yeah,
but champ, let me ask you this. I remember when Connecticut was nothing.
Yeah, I know.
I remember when Connecticut was nothing. I remember
it was a farm school in the '70s. There was an agricultural school.
Yeah, I remember when Jim Calhoun first got that job. He had came in from another. He was really good at another school. I can't remember the name of it. Northeastern in Boston, right?
Yep, Northeastern.
Yeah, and so he got there, and they were like the little engine that could, right, for a long time. Like they could knock off. Like they would beat Syracuse once a year, or St. John's.
He took over for Perno.
Yeah, I remember when they got their first big time recruit, a dude named Tate George, and I'm talking about nationally. I'm talking about nationally known. I'm not talking about like regionally known, right? And they got so big so fast. I remember one of their first major stars on the girl side was a girl named Nikisha Sales.
Yeah.
You remember Nikisha Sales?
Yeah.
I think they retired her jersey.
Yeah, they did. Dude, and Freeze, do you know what Jim Calhoun's recruiting message was when he first got there?
Mm-mm.
Hey, yeah, I know we're not good, but you get to play against Syracuse. You get to play
yeah, like their name get carried out.
That was the recruiting message. Like, listen, I know we not them, but you get to play against them. They didn't want. Right. So Georgetown just said you wasn't good enough. Syracuse said you wasn't good enough. So come here and beat them.
Yeah. You know who else was good too? You know who else was good too at that time? And people sleep on them? A school called the Providence Friars.
Oh, Providence was
man. Providence, Rhode Island.
St. John's. St. John's. It was man. The big back then.
Yeah, back then. St. John's is trash. It get me tight because they don't get no recruits.
Nah, and one of the things to St. John's detriment, and Syracuse and them, what failed them is arrogance. They should have talked to letting other people into the Big East. Like your UMass. They should have let UMass in the Big East right before they blew up with Camby and them. And that would have at least kept fresh blood and energy in the conference. But then when your best player is Lawrence Moulton, throughout the whole conference, Lawrence Moulton is your best player.
The UMass UConn rivalry with Calhoun and Calipari, that was nasty because Calhoun and Calipari hated each other.
Yeah.
They hated each other. So it was man.
They hated each other because they were basically the same guy.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to you, DSJ. He says, Kendall, you was a Johnny that hard. Hopefully we was in the same mindset as me. Oh, Julian Champagne, yeah.
But Julian Champagne was a problem.
Yeah. I actually wanted Samson too a couple of years ago, but he not even in the league no more, I don't believe. But let's get back to the Knicks and
let's talk about these Knicks, bro. Let's talk about these Knicks.
It's a little smoke in the chat. I'm seeing eggplants. Yo, what's going on? What happened? Y'all wilding. They ain't mad at us. They going at each other.
Yeah,
and I'm seeing Sherwood and DSJ talking about DSJ said because I can't see where it started from. Where he said that even if all of that is true, Obi Toppin is not the topic of the discussion. Get off his eggplant. I'm not gonna say the word eggplant because you look suspect and obsessed. Yo, what's going on, y'all?
That get real toxic.
That's a little disrespectful in my mind, man.
You can't throw around that beef word.
They can't do that. But it's hilarious. I'm not gonna say it's not hilarious, but let's just try to keep it because we
talking about eggplant, bro. You talking about fighting somebody in person, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we didn't want to go that far. Yeah, you don't want to go that far.
Red flag, y'all toxic. Our chat is toxic.
Yeah. Now, what it is?
It's passionate.
And Mr. Rivera, what it is a lot of factors go into us beefing with each other a lot. So for one, we didn't have a first round draft pick that we can embrace this summer. You know what I'm saying? So without us having because think about it, there's a Grimes hive out there, right? There's an Obi hive, right? There's an RJ hive out there, right? There's some of us in the Quickly hive too. And so this summer we were supposed to have the birth of another hive, but we don't because we don't have a first round pick, and Trevor Keels ain't looking like he worth 2 dead flies smashed together right now.
Is it Farrah Hunt hive?
Yeah, I'm in it. I'm in that one and the Hartenstein hive.
And Freeze, what did Cleveland use to help trade for Donovan Mitchell?
Oh God, come on.
They first round pick this shit.
They first round pick this shit. Yeah.
So you have to ask yourself, would us had just drafting a player would have been more valuable than but this pick 2 years from now may be something.
Yeah, and Champ, you could have had, in theory, I think you may possibly have had Ousmane Dieng and or Jalen Duren.
And doesn't Utah need a big man?
Utah.
I have a could have been a interesting trade chip.
Right. And so I got a thing I want to say to y'all, man. And I know I know Knicks fans are gonna hate me for this, man, but I think Danny Ainge is a genius, bro.
I think so.
About how he handled the offseason.
He big boy Leon Rose. He
did. I didn't want to speak to that part because that's like one individual thing. Like that's just. But I'm talking about the way that he handled. Because yesterday I read a report that said, it was tattoo guy. They got Clarkson. Yeah, Clarkson. Basically, they three remaining vets are all worth a first round pick.
Yeah, he's wilding.
Right, and so while I don't know if I would give you a first round pick for Bogdanovich.
No,
somebody will give them a heavily protected first round pick, and somebody's going to give them a heavily protected first round pick for Conley and for Jordan Clarkson because it's worth it, right? But the thing is, you know what I'm saying? Because for one, just getting their salary off your books. Like if I could just go to somebody and just have them take Evan Fournier for nothing, you know what I'm saying? Just take his salary off the book. And I'm not saying that Evan Fournier is worth nothing. What I'm saying is if I could have somebody take him without me taking something back so that Grimes could play, I would do that. And some people even feel that way about Julius Randle. Like they would love it if they could get a team to take Julius Randle's salary, even if it required us taking nothing back in exchange. They would do that, right? But Danny Ainge did some moves this offseason where initially you were like, Danny Ainge is a bozo. But then when you look at how many picks he got, how many contracts he moved off the books, and how he still has pieces left, right, to move to get more draft picks, right, and how he has a legit open competition for young players. Like they have, like right off rip, they might be starting Colin Sexton, Okai Agbaji, and Walker Kessler together as a young core, at the beginning of a young core, right? And while that core won't win any games, what it does is it makes those young guys better. And plus you get to audition them. And if Sexton is really a baller, you can trade him at the trade deadline. And guess what? Get more picks.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But how come the Knicks don't get that much credit? Because don't we got like 9 first-round picks in the next few years?
Yeah, but Ainge got unprotected picks.
Yeah, and then plus, and this is not a Knicks thing. I'm not saying that the Knicks did bad. This is not a Knicks did bad thing that I'm saying right now.
You're saying like Danny Ainge.
I'm just saying Danny Ainge. I'm saying what Danny Ainge did with his team is genius. I'm not knocking the Knicks. Any move that the Knicks did, whatever. I'm not saying anything about what the Knicks did. Yeah, so I already know the chat gonna be like, man, you love Danny Ainge. Nah, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is what the Knicks did is something separate. What the Knicks did was double down on the future. Right. You know what I'm saying? What the Knicks did was double down on a young core. You know what I'm saying?
The Knicks are a step ahead of Danny Ainge.
Well, I ain't even want. Champ, I promise you, I'm trying to keep them separate. I ain't.
No. What I'm saying, like, so we got to judge their moves differently based upon where they are, right?
Right. Okay.
Ainge trying to set himself up in a sense where he's gonna hit. He has so many first round picks. He's banking on like percentages. Like if I have all of these first round hits, I'm gonna find me a Tatum eventually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find me a Brown eventually.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like that's what he's banking on.
Yeah.
I think he learned his mistake in Boston too. I think his mistake in Boston was Danny. I think Danny Ainge's mistake is like, yo, I can find talent from anywhere. And so after he drafted a whole bunch of Aaron Neesmiths and Romeo Langfords and Semi Ojale's, he's like, you know what?
Fab Melo.
Yeah, he like
RP to Fab Melo.
Yeah, I can't find guys late in the draft. That's not my niche. We'll leave that to Walt Perrin and those guys that'll find gems late in the draft, right? We'll leave that to the Denver Nuggets. They do good at stuff like that. But my niche is when everybody is telling me some guy is the best player in the draft, I'll listen to him, but I'll go see for myself. That's Danny Ainge right there, right? Because remember, Jaylen Brown should have been picked. If you let the crowd say it, Jaylen Brown should have been picked like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Danny Ainge picked him third. You know what I'm saying? But if you let the world tell it, Markelle Fultz was the next coming of Anthony Hardaway because he was that smooth at Washington. All the stuff that Anthony Hardaway could do, Markelle Fultz could do that. We didn't know that he was going to have a fluid what you call it, a pocket of fluid in his shoulder that stopped them from lifting his shoulder and it create nerve damage. Nobody knew that was going to happen. Not even Markelle Fultz. You know, because if he would have known, he'd have got surgery. You know what I'm saying? He just went out and got the surgery. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. Then overall, I think Danny Ainge did an excellent job for this summer rebuilding the franchise. I just want to point out the fact that he got a lot of picks and a lot of youth all at the same time, and still has assets left there to dangle in front of teams, right? In the Knicks case though, I'm gonna just say this to Knicks fans out there that have gotten toxic and don't even know why they toxic. It's some of y'all in the chat right now are so bitter and sour, you know, pointing fingers at everybody, and you don't even know why you bitter and sour. You bitter and sour pointing fingers at other people when you should be pointing in the mirror. Here's why you are bitter and sour, right? You watch other teams and other markets build on the fly and keep adding young talent, and you assume that the Knicks can do it the same way they do it, but that's not possible. The Knicks have to take the tough road to rebuilding the franchise, and you got to be patient during that process, right? The thing is no, the Knicks can't rebuild like the Orlando Magic. No, the Knicks can't rebuild like the Oklahoma City Thunder. No, the Knicks can't rebuild like the Houston Rockets. The Knicks have to be competitive and rebuild at the same time, right? Because the thing that the Knicks hang their hat on is whether we're winning championships or not, we still make money hand over fist, right? But if you stop making money hand over fist by putting a bad product on the floor and you losing, the thing just snowball exponentially. You got to be competitive. You got to be that. Because if people ever stop coming to the Garden, the Knicks themselves will lose money, not MSG, because they're together but they're separate. They're together but they're separate. Like during the summertime, like we was talking about the other day, during the summertime, Billy Joel will sell out MSG for like what, 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And that magician dude, I forget the magician dude that come in the Garden during the summertime.
But they have Paw Patrol there. I just took my son there to see Paw Patrol, so he's making his money regardless.
Right. But what I'm getting at though, Greeny, is the Knicks part, not the Garden part, right? Because I don't know if y'all know this or not, but the Knicks hadn't always played in the Garden. Did y'all know that? Do y'all know the Knicks have not always played in Madison Square Garden, right?
You want new school Knicks freeze?
Yeah, the Knicks have been in Madison Square Garden about 52, 53 years, 54 years, something like that. But the Knicks are 75 years old, right? The Knicks and the Garden come together like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because at one point, think about the best basketball teams in New York. Was that always the Knicks? Nah. My point is like just be easy with the process. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks have to try to win and try to be competitive try to be competitive and try to grow this young core at the same time, because you can't have too many 17 win seasons as a Knicks fan base before you start losing people. And then remember, a team just moved into your city also that are competing for fans with you. And if you're not competitive, if you're talking about like solely going out here trying to tank and grow a young core and all those things, some of those fans that left and went to Brooklyn anyway are gonna be recruiting more fans to go to Brooklyn. And over there in Brooklyn, they have 2 certified Hall of Famers. At one point, they had 3 with James Harden.
And it's the kids they're recruiting, right?
Yeah.
So like, say the Knicks go another decade, right, being mediocre, being bad, right? Everybody born from like 2018, 17 on is gonna grow up in a city where Brooklyn is the premier franchise, right? And then that's how you build or take over a city. The Mets did it in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of Mets fans were born from the Yankees being terrible.
Yeah.
Right? Like let's not misunderstand it. The Yankees were there before the Mets, but a lot of Mets fans were born from the Yankees being bad for like a decade. And the Knicks were kind of protected from that for a long time because there was no other basketball team. But let's not underestimate the ability for Brooklyn to gain a young fan base while the Knicks are bad.
Right.
Like, we can't afford to be bad. Like,
right.
I don't think we can afford that because we're gonna get old and we're just gonna be the old heads talking about remember when y'all know about back in 2013 when like isn't they gonna care?
Exactly, it doesn't matter. But let me say this real quick because we got a long time fan here I don't want to get nobody upset. But he said Parrish Duggar, shout out to you. He said Parrish Duggar said lying is a deal breaker for me. I don't like or understand why the pod is propelling a lie about Grimes. I'm a quickly and Obi guy, but this bullseye movement on Grimes prevents sponsor and super chats. We're talking about Grimes being in the chat.
Well, hold on. Let me say something real quick. I don't give a damn about nobody preventing no damn super chat. You don't like it, get the fuck on. Period.
Bim.
About, you ain't getting ready to put nothing on nobody's mouth. People, pardon my language for the people I offended. Right? But I ain't doing this because man, listen, if you soft and sensitive and talk about preventing money, get on by.
And
trying to play me on some trying to play us on some hold on, man. Let me just say this. Let me just say this real quick so people can understand where we coming from. Joe, because you sent a super chat, regardless who you are, all 70 of y'all watching, if you got something to say, you want to support the channel, man, listen, we appreciate it. But listen, we not about to be censored. We're not about to be censored because somebody that want to donate a super chat is going to say something. And this is the same thing all YouTubers should be saying. Listen, we love y'all and support y'all, right? We love y'all and support y'all. And we give you a place for you to come get Knicks content. It ain't vice versa. You watching us, we ain't watching you. Trying to play yourself with it, trying to play us with all this sense of these people, yo. Rivera, you do a great job, bro. Keep doing your thing. Greeny, you doing a great job, bro. Keep doing your thing. Champ, you doing a great job, yo. Keep doing your thing. Keep on putting this Knicks content out here. Because y'all putting Knicks content out here for the fans, by fans. All of this trying to censor people from saying what they want. This, bro, this is America, Jack. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and if you don't like it, step by.
And it's opinions, right? And first of all, it's nobody nobody lying. Like I don't see where you see a lie. It's opinions. We interpreting information the way we feel it like we're looking at what we see, and we giving you what we think it means, right?
Mm-hmm.
Champ. I know you got an opinion, but let me tell you this, bro. You know who the most important the most important people up here now, like with opinions and stuff, bro. It's y'all, the people, y'all up here expressing y'all opinion, and y'all out here giving Knicks fans a platform to come rock with y'all. Yo, because one person gets sideways because the team ain't winning. We already know Knicks fans get sideways. It's a bunch of toxic people, whether it's here or Twitter. I see them on Twitter too. Like, yo, man, Knicks content creators be doing this thing. They don't be saying, nah, bro. Ain't nobody listen.
That's why I stay.
You ain't gonna disrespect no man, like not in front of me. Nah, man. We ain't about to do this disrespecting my people like that. Not in front of me. Man, it's a lot of people out here that want to get up here and say stuff, but they trust Rivera, they trust Champ, they trust Li to come up here and do their thing. If you want Bill Pito, go watch Bill Pito.
I'm sorry, I'm not here to tell you.
Y'all lucky my dog got a pee. My dog look like
I'm not here to tell y'all what y'all want to hear. I'm here to tell y'all what I think is the best for my team. I don't get my personal feelings of what players I want to be successful involved with my team feelings. The reality of what this team is going to do, the reality in the numbers on what they're saying is the projection. Quentin Grimes is not better than RJ Barrett right now. And what lie are we portraying about Quentin Grimes? Like, what lie are we really portraying?
He's talking about
the trade thing about him not being in the trade.
When I'm saying the front office made him untouchable, I'm going by the reports I seen. Right? If you got some other reports that say differently, you can put them out there. But with every time I see the Knicks offer, this is the Knicks offer. Quentin Grimes was not in any of those offers. Throughout the whole offseason, we've seen the Knicks are not willing to trade Quentin Grimes in the trade by multiple reporters on multiple sides of the fence from multiple companies, multiple platforms, right? It's not a lie. I'm interpreting information. You understand?
That's true.
It seems as if Leon was more willing to trade RJ Barrett than Quentin Grimes. So we're not putting a target on his back. The front office has raised the level of expectations on Quentin Grimes. I don't see the lie. I don't see the lie.
King A, I take it a step further for you. So Quentin Grimes, all these Grimes fans out here that be saying Grimes is better than this and better than that. If we would have traded him, right, would y'all been happy if to have Donovan Mitchell or mad because we got rid of Grimes?
Like, maybe,
Put him in a blender.
maybe I was watching a different trade negotiation, but they didn't want to trade Quentin Grimes, bro. Like that's just what I think, and again, that's not a bad thing. My thing is like, okay, now he got to prove it. Like not him specifically, but the front office. Like the proof is gonna be in the pudding. Like were they correct in their assessment of Quentin Grimes? Like maybe they were, maybe they won't be. But like, ain't nobody up here lying, man. We don't get up at 9 o'clock in the morning to come here and lie to you, bro. Like, listen, we giving our opinion. Free said it eloquently, so I don't gotta come behind him. But like, listen, man, like
Hey, I'll give my personal reason why I'm hard on Quentin Grimes, and the reason why I'm tough on Quentin Grimes is the same thing that Kay just said right next to me. You feel me? If Quentin Grimes was the reason why the deal got held up, who do you want on your team, Donovan Mitchell or Quentin Grimes?
gotta prove
So
it.
now, if Quentin Grimes is the reason why we couldn't get Donovan Mitchell, you have to live up to the expectations.
Paris Duggan said y'all wasn't the target. Yeah, Freezy was. Okay, I'm the target. I'm the target. Come on, hey, come on, Paris Duggan.
We love you, bro. It's just funny.
Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Nah, Paris, I'm the target. Come on, bro.
Listen. But the thing is, what you gotta understand is that Blorange Tears is a family. You know what I mean? You can't shoot at Freeze and say
you coming for everybody.
You shooting at all of us. You shooting in our direction. We in a group. We together. So if you shoot at one, the bullet can hit all of us. You know what I mean?
And on top of that, you're kind of shooting at yourself because you appear every day on every panel or every platform you're on there. So that means you part of the family. So why shoot at yourself?
Yeah, it happens. It happens, bro. But listen, I wanted to. Greeny made a point. Champ, you was gonna speak to that point about Grimes.
About I forgot the point, man.
But the thing is with Grimes is this. In my opinion, Rivera, this is the thing with Grimes. So do I hate Grimes? No.
Nah.
Am I frustrated with the building up of Grimes like he's the savior? Yes. That's where I'm at with him. And because I already been through this before, bro. I went through it with the Jerry Grant crowd. Oh, we finally get an athletic point guard.
Remember that?
Man, Jerry Grant might be like Derrick Rose. Remember that?
Man.
Right? You remember the small group of people that love DSJ? That love Dennis Smith Jr.? Oh, did you see what he did in Dallas? Right? And then he wound up. Yeah. You remember the crowd that loved Frank? Remember the Frank Ntilikina High?
I was a Torrey Murray fan, Freeze.
Oh, God dog it.
Oh, it was gonna be nice because he had all the accessories.
I used to think Torrey Murray had game.
Torrey Murray.
You want to laugh? I used to think Trey Burke was that guy because when he went to the Knicks G League and he was cooking them. He was cooking up, and he had 2 good games on the Knicks. But I just thought that, we just got to steal from picking up Trey Burke like that.
Right.
Trey Burke midi game. I said Trey Burke midi game is still legit. His mid-range game for a little guard is.
Yeah, he nice. He's just not.
He the Dallas store Allen Iverson.
Tim Hardaway, great allergy. Shout out to Ray Allergy.
Yeah, man.
Junior high. Yup.
Yeah, bro. It's like I was telling y'all the other day. I was online looking for the Knicks New Jerseys, and a lot of shops are still selling Henry Ellington jerseys.
I'll never understand that one.
Henry Ellington, bro. Henry, and not Wayne Ellington. Henry Ellington. What are we doing? If we look.
Matter of fact, Freezy, look. That's a good comp. Reality, he didn't comp him, but he brought up Tim Hardaway Jr. Quentin Grimes' ceiling can be Tim Hardaway Jr. right now. And there's
I
nothing
never
wrong
liked
with
Maybe
Tim
that.
I don't
Hardaway
know.
Jr.
Hardaway,
I never liked him. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Hardaway dang near 20 points a
Like
game.
the Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Because Tim Hardaway Jr. right now is a really solid player.
Yeah, he's solid. He's solid. He's solid. I just want to. I just want to, like, for instance, like for people that are trying to. I'm not trying to put the kids against each other, right? But you know how we when we criticize RJ, like most of the times nobody says anything. Like when we say RJ need to finish at the rim better, and RJ need to shoot free throws better. For the most part, everybody just like be inconsistent in it, like a consensus. But when you say anything about Obi or Grimes, people think you hate Obi.
Because
Like I was like,
RJ
yo,
is the next scapegoat. RJ is the next scapegoat.
right.
When Julius is gone, RJ is the next scapegoat. I'm telling you, they're gonna turn
Yeah,
on
I
RJ.
called that like 3 seasons ago. I've been knew that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Season?
Once Julius Randle got that MIP, I said, man, I hate them. I knew Julius Randle, and I knew it was coming, and then I said, after Julius Randle, it's gonna be RJ Barrett. All right, like I knew that was gonna happen. Like I know the same thing we did to Julius Randle is gonna be the same thing to RJ Barrett. It's just RJ, I don't feel like he's gonna have a thumbs down moment. I just feel like the media gonna make stuff up.
Right, right, right. I feel you, bro. Yo, with these young kids, we just gotta be, man. The
Y'all be
thing
patient.
is, the thing is, unlike Orlando and unlike say the Houston Rockets, they, even though they want to win championships, they understand that they can be patient, right? But with us, bro, it's like we don't have that same. We have like 4 different groups of people, of fans in our fandom, bro. We got like the people that, like, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, right? In my opinion, I say burn it to the ground and start all over from scratch with a real rebuild, right? Don't try to do it halfway. And I understand that I just mentioned. I understand that I just mentioned that, you know what I'm saying, the Knicks and the thing in the garden, blah, blah, blah. I understand it, right? But and that's a real thing. But what I'm saying is I don't see a 19-year-old Kobe Bryant in this young core. I don't see a 19-year-old Vince Carter, a 19-year-old Tracy McGrady, you know what I'm saying, in this young core. It's just I don't see it. Right. Now, am I right about that? I might not be. Am I wrong about it? I might be. So one of these dudes in this young core might be a 19-year-old Kobe Bryant. But I just can't put my finger on who it is or if he's here. Right. But there are some and there are some, right, that want the Knicks to make the playoffs. They tired of losing. They want to be respectable. And I don't begrudge them. I want to be respectable too. Right. I want the organization to be respectable also. Right. And then there are some that believe in this group of kids. This group right here in front of us is the group that's going to lead us to a championship. They believe that. Listen, I want to support them. I'm going to support them. I think they can be. I think they can be something. I just don't know what. Right? So am I saying force them out the door? Nah, I'm not saying force them out the door. What I am saying, though, is they're going to have their ups and downs. They're going to have their nicks and bruises. But listen, when they have their ups, you know what I'm saying, celebrate, do their thing. When they have their downs, don't be acting like they not struggling. Right? Don't pretend that they something that they not. That's my thing. That's just real life with me. Just be real. You know what I'm saying? Just be, if this young group of guys right here, these 10, 24-year-old kids and younger, if they get off to a bumpy start, don't be trying to pump sunshine. Like, oh my God, you know, he was 2 for 19, but those 2 shots he made were amazing. No, don't be trying to sell me on no BS like that. Don't be trying to like legit. Don't be trying to sell me on Obi was playing good all season last year, and if he'd have got more minutes, he would have produced like he did at the end of the season. Nah, Obi started off the season a certain way, and he got better throughout the season and towards the end of the season. When guys were off the floor getting in his way, he looked good. That's the truth about Obi. He started off the season, he struggled, he got better throughout the season, and at the end of the season, when dudes were out of his way, Obi's top and showed you what he could do. Same thing with Quickly. With Quickly, when Quickly was struck, Quickly played terrible for 2/3 of the season, and then around the end of February, beginning of March, Quickly turned the corner and he looked like an NBA starter, right? But don't act like 2/3 of the season didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And then you got some that's just like trade all these kids and go out and get vets to put around Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. And quite frankly, I think that's what the organization was trying to do, right? That's what it looked like. The organization was trying to do that. They was going to trade a whole bunch of kids, or some kids and some draft picks, or some combination, or something. It looked like they was trying to get help for Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. You know what I'm saying? So much so they put R.J. Barrett in a trade. R.J. Barrett is like a cornerstone. He was the highest draft pick since Ewing, and they may have been putting him in a trade. We don't know all the details. You know, all you can go by is what the press said, right? And then you got some that's just like, yo, no matter what we do, we not gonna win. So just go get me a star and just keep me entertained. Just go get me a scoring machine. That way, when I go to the Garden, when I can afford to go to the Garden, I can watch. I can be entertained. And I know that sounds like a harsh reality, bro. But Mr. Rivera, I think that's what we are, bro. I think we are in a place where the organization is kind of splintered. That's why we disagree a lot on the direction. Because a lot of people in the fan base have like these different directions they feel like we want to go. Personally, since I'm a guest on y'all panel, since I'm just rocking with y'all, right? Since personally, I would like for them to burn it to the ground and start all over, right? Go get some guys that are next generation talents, right? Like go get a guy like a Jalen Green, Anthony Edwards type guy, and build your core around him.
You know what's crazy, Uncle Freezy? As much as I don't want to burn it down to the ground, hear me out. As much as I don't want to burn it down to the ground because I like where our team is, you are absolutely correct. And the reason why you are correct is because if the Knicks keep doing the half rebuild, they will keep being the mediocre team and be stuck in the lottery pick scenario. It's a never ending cycle. That's what's gonna happen. And I agree. I'm not even gonna lie. Personally, if you're telling me personally, just like how you said, I don't want to burn it to the ground. I don't think this team is the championship team, but I don't want to burn it to the ground. But you are technically correct because the Knicks will never get out of this mediocre stage until they actually burn it all the way down. You know what I mean? Like until they actually do a Jazz rebuild. That's when it will. Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to James Lee for the super chat real quick because we got 12 minutes left and we got to get to the controversial takes.
Ooh.
So, James Lee for the $5 super chat. He said, if RJ's efficiency doesn't improve, it's not a scapegoat. It's him not proving himself as a third pick overall for 5 years. He should be better, no excuse. Yes, that's true, but he also has been in the league 4 years, not 5. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's crazy. Like the only thing I got to. Oh, my fault. Okay.
Nah, go ahead, say what you got to say, and then good to say.
I was gonna say the only thing I got to say to that, James, is that Jaylen Brown literally is like he wasn't doing nothing until his 4th year in his career, like. And then you got to look at RJ's age as well. So like, we just got like what is wrong with giving RJ time? He's not going to be a superstar overnight. Like, it's just not gonna happen that way. He's gonna have to go through the growing pains.
Controversial take?
My controversial take. I'm gonna let Unc go this time first.
Man, I got no. I'm Mr. Controversy, bro. Everything I say be controversial, I guess. But okay. So do you want me with the controversial take? Is it headed in the way of a prediction, or somebody that's polarizing, or
this comment ain't got nothing to do with the Knicks.
Okay. What I would say then. What I would say that my controversial take is this, right? Do something with Johnny Bryant, right? Either he's the next head coach of the New York Knicks, and he should be the coach right now, right? Either he's the coach right now, or get him out of here and get a veteran offensive coach to support Tom Thibodeau, right? Yeah, somebody that is a pick and roll, a new age offensive wizard, because clearly Johnny Bryant ain't it. We done seen this for 2 years already, right? Go get you somebody that Tibbs got to listen to help with offense, to open up these young guys and help these young guys on offense and defense, or get rid of Tibbs and promote Johnny Bryant immediately. And if you do that, you send in a signal to these kids that it's time for the kids to play now, right? I think you got to pick a direction and go. Like it's got to be Tibbs. It's got to be Tibbs and support Tibbs, but it can't be Johnny Bryant, because Johnny Bryant is doing nothing as the associate head coach. So you got to either promote him and let him have his way, and have Johnny Bryant put his ingratiated self, his total handprint on it. You got to give Johnny Bryant total control so the team can be the team that he wanted to be, because Tibbs not letting him do that, clearly, right? Or you got to get rid of Johnny Bryant and bring in an offensive wizard. You got to bring in the guy from Brooklyn, the dude that was on D'Antoni's step, Kenny Atkinson. Somebody. You got to bring somebody of that level in here with Tibbs that can help these guards get better, because our guards have been awful. The offense has been ridiculously bad, and we don't consistently shoot the three.
Real quick before you go, Greeny, because Reality is making a lot of sense in the chat. I appreciate you, Reality. You saying that efficiency comes with experience on the job. A 10-year veteran player are more efficient than 3-year guys, and just understanding the position on the floor, where to shoot, not to shoot, when not to shoot, RJ will be fine. I appreciate that take, because that is true. And of course, JJ with the Edwards. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Edwards is not efficient, but everybody hype him up. Not efficient. So controversial take, bro.
So my controversial take. I got a 2-for-1 here. I got a 2-for-1. My controversial take is we will be better than Donnie's Cleveland Cavaliers. And my other controversial take is that the Knicks will be waiting for their opponents to finish the play-in to go to the first round.
Breezy,
I can't hear you, Kay. What'd you say?
Paul's been wilding today. Wilding today. I said, what you be saying, Freezy? Bim? Sound like a Bim. That sound like a Bim moment.
Bim.
I got 2 as well. Ain't got nothing to do with the Knicks. It's hilarious. One is the Nets will win 32 games. The Nets will win 32 games and they will be in the lottery.
Wow.
That's one. 2, what we was talking about backstage. Manu Ginobili is better than Klay Thompson. Hate me for it.
Ooh.
He not shooting wise. He's just an overall better player than Klay Thompson. Shooting for it. He will be a better number one on the team than Klay Thompson will be a better number one on the team. You put Klay Thompson on this Knicks team, he's just exactly what he is. He just scores a little more. Manu Ginobili is a better playmaker, a better rebounder. He creates for himself and others way better than. Only reason why Manu Ginobili did not score 25 points a game is because of that Spurs system where nobody scores over 25, 26, 27 points a game. Nobody does. Look at Kawhi Leonard. He didn't. Tim Duncan didn't. Tony Parker didn't. Manu didn't.
Okay.
But Klay Thompson is one of the best players to play this game. But I just think that Manu Ginobili would have been a better number one than Klay. And no disrespect to Klay.
Where's that come from, though?
Because I keep seeing this argument on like TikTok and all of that, and I'm just like, they're kind of right. If you really take a step back to think about it, they're kind of right. There's like it's a legit argument. Because to be honest with you, Klay is a Hall of Fame 3-and-D player. Is he not? Yeah. He's a Hall of Fame 3-and-D player. That's one. Two, he's not even the second best player on that team. Draymond Green is. He's not. He just scores more than Draymond Green, but Draymond Green is way more important than Klay Thompson is. Just saying. But I know the chat gonna come at me, but it is what it is.
Okay.
I don't know what to say about that one. All I could think about is when Klay had like 50 something on like 12 dribbles. Like
no, everybody has their moment. Everybody has their moment where a basket looks like the ocean. Everybody has the moment. You've seen players score 50. Terrence Ross scores 50 before. You know what I'm saying? And Klay Thompson is one of the best players ever. I'm just simply saying that versus Manu Ginobili, I'll take Manu Ginobili over Klay Thompson.
Okay.
As my number one.
Hey, can I agree with you? Or can I just mention this? Yo, how long are we gonna wait before we retire Bernard King number?
What's his number again?
Bro, 30.
What's Bernard King?
I said that earlier. I remember I said that a few weeks ago. I said Randall should change his number because nobody should have that number.
I think number 7 should be retired also. Yeah. I think they need to take 7 out of the rotation, not retire it because the players that wore 7 are active. Mm-hmm. But bro, they need to take 7 out of the rotation, take 30 out of the rotation, just like they doing number 6. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think it's time for us to go ahead and retire 30, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because we have this rule of you got to win a championship or be something mm-hmm. To have your number retired, and the rule is stupid. They put the rule in place back because when you look at some of the numbers up there, when you look at Bill Bradley's numbers over the years, when you look at Earl of Pearl numbers when he was here with the Knicks,
that's really a rule for you? Because Pat Ewing is, but they ain't got a choice.
I know. It's not. It's a guideline. It's a guideline they go by, right? Come on, man. You should have been like okay. So my feeling is if you retired Bill Bradley number, right? You retired the Bush's number, then you gotta retire Starks because they basically did the same thing. They role play starters that were high level role players next to a superstar, right? Bill Bradley made the Hall of Fame, bro. Hall of Fame. And when you look at his numbers, and I don't remember Bill Bradley playing. I remember Bill Bradley as a player. I don't remember seeing him play, right? I remember his name a lot. It just go to tell you, I was basically too young to remember Bill Bradley, his prime years and all that stuff. But what I'm saying is, bro, come on, man. Come on, Knicks fans. You got to do the little things right, bro. Start showing love to former players, man. Mm-hmm. You got to show love to your Starkses, Oakleys, your Houstons, your Spreewells, your Bernard Kings, your Carmelos. I understand that you can't retire every number. People are gonna be wearing numbers like 56. I understand that part. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is you gotta start doing things a certain way before you expect your mojo to start going in the right direction, bro. Because I think ultimately, Oklahoma City they are gonna retire Westbrook's number and Kevin Durant's number, right? That's my opinion. One day when these dudes stop playing, they're gonna retire their numbers.
Exactly.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right now they can't do it because they active players and they the opposition, and you don't retire an active player's number. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But the Miami Heat retired number 23.
Exactly. But we can't. We can't retire number 30 for bro. He'll gladly give up that number to retire it for Bernard King. Come on.
Yeah.
So the Knicks got to show class to their legends. But shout out to Justin DW for the $5 super chat. He said controversial take. Knicks will be a mid-season tournament winner and finish ninth. Also, Golden State will lose in the first round of the playoffs. I don't see how that's not really far-fetched. James Lee.
I was gonna say we also got another one. James Lee. He says Tiz will run Mitch in Hart Twin Tower.
Oh yeah, he definitely running that.
And shout out to Coach in the chat. Coach win now.
Coach, what up?
Yeah,
Ghetto Intellect is in the building. What's good, bro? Good, G.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
But
man, y'all joint be fire, bro. I like coming on here rocking with y'all. Y'all, and sometimes y'all let old people talk too, which is dope.
Yeah, like because we gotta show respect. You know what I mean, because y'all, like I said before, this show was based upon what you have with Anthony D with old school Knicks. It's just that we didn't see what y'all was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like we wasn't there for that. Unless you start talking like early 2000s up, but the 90s and we missed all of that. So when y'all start talking about the Charlie Wards and y'all start talking about the prime Ewing days and all that, we wasn't there. We didn't see that. So now we have a platform to talk about Melo and Linsanity and how Amari Stoudemire didn't get enough hate for what he did and
money. Oh God, oh jeez.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and we get to talk about RJ and all that type of stuff. And we get to argue with the chat. That's what's one of my favorite parts of the show. We like to argue about the chat. Argue with the chat. It's hilarious.
I just want to do a quick shout out to the chat. Shout out Soulfinger, Rayology, James, Francisco, G.I., Big Coach, James Lee, DS Day, Paris Duggar, Julian. Hey, yeah, shout them out too, Messiah. Everybody, Sherwin, everybody that's in the chat, that you guys all played a big part of why we here. You know, we here, like Uncle Free said earlier, this is for the fans, by the fans. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man. Yo, Greeny, how long you been around? Like, how long you been like watching Blorange Tears?
Probably about like a year now, but I was behind the scenes. Like, you know, I was one of them people that tag you in my ear while I'm at work. I really wasn't in the chat.
Yeah, I used to see you in the chat.
I used to see you in the chat. Then I started getting in the chat, and then, you know, I started, let me tune in while I'm off work. And then it became, I seen that panel, and I was like,
yeah.
And I was like, you know what, let me just go on.
Just try it. Just try it. Same thing with Rivera. I remember because when Rivera first came on the screen, it was like Rivera, Jay, Don P. Who else used to be? And they would like talk, and Rivera couldn't even get a word in.
And
truth be told, see Rivera, I didn't have that problem. I kind of came in at the perfect time because when I came, everybody was arguing. And Freezy had to moderate the whole joint. So I had a one-on-one with Freezy. So that was kind of better for me because he didn't really, I didn't, you know what I mean? I never really came out and talked like that. So it was better for me to everybody just to go know who I was that way easier, one-to-one, me and Freezy on the screen. So it was a lot easier for me. Then I don't have to jump and try to talk, you know what I mean? Yeah, so yeah, it was a lot way easier for me.
And we still got those hoodies coming too. We got a lot of stuff coming. Actually, we should do like a raffle or one of those like a competition of who got the best controversial take or favorite fan of the month or something like that, so that we could give out a hoodie or whatever. Because first of all, DSJ DSJ be thinking he's slick. Because what he'll do when like normally we go to old school Knicks on but that's tomorrow. So what he'll do, he'll be asking us little hidden questions about certain players that no one may know about to see it test our NBA level, our NBA knowledge. I'll be noticing he do that. He be like naming. He be like, "Yo, who is so?" It was something about Kerry Kittles. He was like, "Who wore Kerry Kittles jersey?" or something crazy like that. Yeah. And I was like, "Yeah, I see what you're doing, DSJ. I see what you're doing there." But we definitely got some stuff coming for y'all. There's no old school Knicks today, right?
No, old school Knicks is definitely Sunday.
Everybody be happy. We 3 weeks away. 3 weeks is right there. It's not even that far. It's really not even that far. 3 weeks.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. So let's get up out of here because it's Saturday. I know everybody got things to do. You know what I'm saying, I don't know because King Ant can't get on tomorrow. I don't know if y'all want to get on tomorrow real quick, or y'all want to just
we can rock tomorrow.
Yeah, like I mean, we could do it. Yeah, we could do it 2-day episode. I mean, I'm cool. I ain't doing nothing tomorrow except once 1 o'clock come though. I ain't talking to nobody.
All right, big boy. All right.
Nobody.
Yeah, I'm watching the Jets lose.
Oh, come on, bro! Don't do that.
It's my favorite team. I'm gonna just watch them lose. It's like nothing I really could do.
I'm about to watch my Giants get this upset.
I'm saying I don't know about that, buddy. But
y'all playing Tennessee, right? Man, Derrick Henry about to.
Yeah, he about to devour them, bro. It's like I know Lamar Jackson and all of them is about to thrash us tomorrow. There's nothing we can really do. We just gonna be trash.
It is what it is.
Bro. It is what it is.
Bro, you never know what it is.
Well, shout out to everybody. Thank y'all for coming out. You know what I'm saying? We up out of here.
Peace, y'all.
All right, y'all.